Hi. Well, good evening again. It's past 9:15 here in Spain. And today on day 11 of the challenge, I wanted to answer a question from Janet. And she wanted to know why I lowered the prices of the torches. So before I start about that, I just want to show you. Uh, this is rescue horse Aston and Punky, who are eating now some fresh, what you call them again in English? Figs. They are eating some fresh figs. I just thrown them from here because I have a tree here next to me, and I throw them some fresh figs because they have a lot of nutritional value. So the question that I received from Janet was about why did I lower the prices? As you may know, in relation to the previous torches, I've lowered the price from 50 up to 70%. And to understand why I did that, it's important for you to know a bit of my story. So let me explain that to you. I broke my back with my own horse, who is no longer here because he died. Sadly, he died in 2016 on the operation table of a vet while he was having an abscess, and the vet wanted to remove the abscess, but instead of removing it, it exploded in his hands. So at that time there was nothing left to save my horse. So my horse died on the operation table. But in 2008, with that same horse, with Chicky Boy, who you have seen probably on my Facebook page, I broke my back. I had to get off my horse because I landed in front of the saddle. I had to get off my horse and I got stuck. And when I fell down, I fell on a rock and I broke my lumbar 4 vertebra. And so I was lying in my bed, resting, recuperating, and that's when I read about Photonic therapy from Dr. Brian McLaren. Now, many of you don't know that, but I have been suffering from fibromyalgia since 1994. So that's a long time. And that followed another accident I had with a motorcycle. And so if I remember well, I was only 27 years old when that accident happened, and I was working as a lawyer in Belgium, and I was simply unable to work anymore a full-time job. In the morning I would go to the tribunals, I would plead, and then I would go back to my office and I would be lying on the ground, just resting. When you have fibromyalgia, you have pain. You have pain every single day. Then it hurts here, then it hurts there, then it hurts there, and you never know why. But it just hurts, and your mind, your brain isn't working the way it should be working. You're tired, but you're not sleeping. It's not about to sleep, and so on. But anyways, I'll keep that story for another time. But so I broke my back in 2008, and one day I was resting in my bed. I was looking on Pirelli because I was a member of Pirelli horsemanship, and I read about Linda's accident with Remmer. And so she said that she had a broken rib, but she left the next day. On her blog, she said she left the next day out of hospital without pain. And the doctors could not understand how she could be without pain. So I said, oh, I have to know what she's taking. So she talked about photonic therapy. And so I just started searching on the internet. And I found Dr. Brian McLaren. I sent him an email with all my problems. He gave me advice. And from there, a friendship started to grow. Within less than a month's time, I was without any medication. I could deal with any problem I had just with the torch. So a month later, I was already doing level 1, level 2, and I did some private tutoring to learn everything there is to know about this. And then my relationship with Dr. Brian McLaren just grew. I adored whatever he was teaching me. I was lucky. I was lucky in that sense that whoever was writing to him for advice, he would always send also the answer to me, because he knew I was making a library. He knew how passionate I was, because I was a sufferer myself. I suffered pain every single day for 14 years before I found Brian McLaren. So I know how you feel. I know how bad it can be. I know how desperate you can become. And really, it was the worst time of my life to be in pain. And many people know that, but at a certain moment, just before finding Dr. Brian McLaren, I was ready to say stop to everything, because I just couldn't take it anymore. If you haven't got fibromyalgia, you have no idea. You have no idea how much we are suffering every single day, because from the outside, you do not see it. You do not see what's going on with us. And we are not pretending. It's just we are unable because our body doesn't want to work with us anymore. Anyways, so let's continue this positively. I became one of Dr. Brian McLaren's practitioners. I started to teach these courses, in weekend courses in Europe, since I think my first course was in November 2009 in the Cherry Tree Ranch in Belgium at Nick de Winnes, who is a Pirelli professional. I started teaching there in 2009, and I've been teaching in several countries in Europe since then. Now, what has happened is that sadly, Dr. Brian McLaren died in 2016. Stage 4 brain tumor when they found it, so it was much too late. I'm not going to go deeper in what I think went wrong with that hospital or whatever. Let me just continue on the question that was asked, why I lowered those prices. Is when Brian McLaren died and the family asked me to continue Brian's life work. I used to be a lawyer for many years in Belgium, so it's kind of a different way of working, but everything I've done in my life has always have to do with animals and helping animals. And that's also why a long time ago I studied law, because I thought that way I could help by finding the culprits and bringing them to court or whatever. But the family decided to close advanced photonic therapy in Australia, which was managed by Brian McLaren's son, Rob McLaren. And they've asked me, because meanwhile I was the highest educated, I was the one who was so passionate with this. I was the one who all these years have been torching animals for free. Anybody in pain, I've always torched them for free all these years. And they asked me to continue Brian's life work. And I said, okay, but I want to do this my way. And with my way, where is that light coming from? I'm looking behind me. I have no clue. Oh, that's my glasses looking into the camera of the phone. But anyways, this is, the side is beginning to be too dark. Anyways, what I wanted to say is, when I took over, I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll continue Brian's life work, and I want to keep his name because he deserves all the credit. But I want to bring the prices down. And the reason is really simple. I could have made a video of just 50 seconds or 30 seconds and saying, our torches are now so cheap because I think one should never make money on the suffering of others. I remember in 2000, ate after breaking my back and after finding out about Dr. McLaren, and then later on buying the torch pack. I bought the veterinary pack. It was very expensive for me. I was lying in the bed recuperating. I couldn't work. So, as I was my own boss and I couldn't work, there was no money coming in. And for me, it was a lot of money back then. It was more than 2 months worth of what I was getting just to buy the torch. And so I said, now, okay, yes, I will continue, and I will bring out a new model that's smaller, easier, with everything that people want, and I will do that. But I want to bring the prices down. I do not want to work with affiliates and distributors, because that augments the price already 40%. And I know that people who need this, they usually have been with doctors and vets before. They've spent a lot of money with them, and it's always the same story. Eva, I would like to, but I don't have the money. That's what I used to hear when Brian was still alive, and I was lending out my torches to people. They would say, I want to, I know this works, but I just don't have the money. So that's the reason why I brought the prices down. The pocket torch is 70% cheaper than what the original torch from 2010 from Ryan McLaren. Well, his original torch is from 1996, but I mean, he's had several upgrades. But the last one that dates from the end of 2010 to beginning 2011, well, my pocket torch is 70% cheaper, and the Pro Torch includes, it's a little bit more expensive, but it includes medical help. And I am getting problems here to get a good view. So in the end, that's the reason why I changed all the prices. I am making money by my old profession, like a jurist, like a translator. I'm also teaching photonic therapy. I'm teaching several different courses, and that's how I make my living. Okay? But the torches, they are there to be so that we can help as many people and as many animals who are in pain, who have chronic diseases. And my phone is just not working anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just going to close this for now. And I'll be sure to make another video about my story regarding fibromyalgia, using photonic therapy to get me through that. Okay? Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.